Welcome, y'all, to the second wind down. Today, we're going to be talking about depression. We're going to talk about how to navigate through depression. We're going to talk about what depression looks like. We're going to talk about what to do on the outside looking in and everything in between. Make sure you stay tuned until the end for all the tips and gems. Number one, I think it's important to mention that depression doesn't always have a specific look. There are things that I'm going to talk about that we can look out for, but there are times when somebody is still their regular, usual self and they go home and they can still be facing depression or depressive thoughts. So I just want to throw that out there. But some things to look out for are one, change in appetite. You can have somebody who's eating in excess or not eating as they used to. Withdrawnness. You can have somebody who used to be very, very social and now they're not talking at all, or you sense a change in their personality or a change in how they move. Fatigue. A lot of times parents, they'll call their child lazy and all this, that, and the third, but in reality, when you're depressed, you're very tired, you don't want to do anything, you're in your room. A change in hygiene. Sometimes when you're depressed, you don't want to get up, you don't want to wash, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to brush your mouth, you don't want to brush your teeth, you don't want to clean up, and it's just, people will call you nasty and people will look at you funny, and that can add on to the depression that they're already going through. That's why it's really important to practice just being kind, because you really just never know. You really never know what somebody is going through. And I think especially with depression, a lot of the times people aren't open with being depressed, and they're not going to tell you, oh, I'm depressed, so maybe you shouldn't talk to me like that. Like, no, they're gonna pile that on to whatever it is that they are already going through, and it's going to make their depression that much worse. So on the outside, from the person who is a depressed friend or just somebody on the outside, it's really important to practice empathy, being compassionate, and being kind, because you just never know what the next person is going through. You can overcome your depression. Even if you think you can't, you can. There are ways to overcome your depression. Number one, I know you may not feel like it, but you can't withdraw completely. I know that there's sometimes you just have to take a step back, and that's okay. There are times where I need to take a step back and I just need some space from just being social and society and all of that together. But never withdraw completely. Don't just stop going outside. Don't just stop talking to everybody. If you need that space, give yourself that space, but also give your body some sunlight. Give your body some activeness. Give your mind some stimulation. If you need to color, do something in your creative mind, in your creative aspect, to express yourself. If it's hard to say it with words, say it in writing. If it's hard to say it in writing, draw it out. If it's hard to do that, find your mode of creativity. There's something out there that you are amazing at. You are amazing. Find that amazing quality that you have and express yourself, whether that's through music, whether that's through journaling, YouTube, whatever it is you need to do. Find that expression, because once you do, oh baby, you will feel amazing. You are going to feel amazing. You'll be able to set goals. You'll be able to set tangible goals, and once you reach those goals, you will feel such a sense of happiness, such a sense of relief. You have to realize that there will be hard times in life. There will be hard times in life, and I think the best thing to do is learn how to navigate through those hard times. Don't try to live your life trying to avoid hard times. Try to figure out, how do you navigate through those hard times? How do you navigate through those difficult emotions? Because they're going to come. They're inevitable. But it's our job and it's our responsibility to really dig within and figure out what it is that makes us, us. What makes you unique? Everybody's different. Everybody has that thing that they can do to just blow your mind. So just be that person to just keep on going. Don't fall into that dark hole, because you are the light. It can't even be dark down there because you are the light. So I say this to say, I am not a professional by any means, y'all. I am a student in mental health counseling. I am an advocate for mental health counseling, and I am very, very passionate about what I speak in, and I'm very, very passionate about what I'm learning in. But I say that to say I'm also human. I go through the things that I speak about. So although I may not be a professional, I'm somebody who I may not be a professional yet, but I'm somebody who has experienced. I'm somebody who has lived just as you are. So share your stories. Be vulnerable. Be that person that's not gonna pretend that everything has to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, Patty, but we can go through it and we can get through this together as a community. Mind you, this is the best mental health community there is out there. And if you ever need anything, you can always reach out to me. I'm here to respond to everybody. So how do you be a good friend when somebody's depressed? First of all, be an active listener. Don't just listen to understand. These things that they're saying to you are important. Even if it's not important to you, even if it doesn't seem big to you, you should never, ever express that to someone who is expressing that they are depressed to you. It's big to them. Don't be that person that has that defensive tone or that sarcastic tone or just that negative rude tone to somebody who's already depressed, because like I said, all that does is add on to their depression. So be an active listener. Offer help. Tell them that you can help them. Tell them how you can help them. Educate yourself. That's another really big one. Educate yourself on the signs. Educate yourself on ways to help, how you can help, who you can refer them to help. And if you ever feel like it's to the point where you need to seek help, then do it. Even if you make promises that you wouldn't, I advocate for always going to get professional help, because you just never know what somebody is going through. You never know what those thoughts will lead them to, and you don't want to have that regret of, I wish I would have done more. So do the most. Even if you think they're going to be mad at you, they're just going to have to be mad at you, but at least they're alive to be that way. So just make sure that you do what you have to do and really just be there for somebody. Educate yourself, be sympathetic, listen, understand, do your best. Just be a good person and practice empathy. So you mean to tell me this is the end of the second wind down, y'all? I really hope that you were able to take something away from this episode, or I really hope that you're able to send this to somebody who's in need, or come back to it if you ever are in need. Bad times are going to come. There aren't going to be times where we're just perfect all the time, but we will learn how to navigate through those times so that it's not the end of our world. I'm here for you, and there is somebody out there for you, and be that person that's there for somebody else. If you listen to this full episode, thank y'all so very much. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any notifications. We are dropping wind downs every Wednesday, and So You Mean to Tell Me every Saturday, week by week by week. We're coming with the content, y'all, all mental health related. If you're on Apple or Spotify, please give this podcast a 5-star rating so other people can find it, and leave some comments. Let me know how you're feeling about it. Thank y'all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.